Okay, this section is 3.2 on slope, and the objective is I can find the slope of a line. So slope is actually the same thing as rate of change. So we're just going to fill in same here. So it's pretty much the same thing we did last time. Slope tells us how steep the line is, and we can find it in three ways. Change in y over change in x, rise over run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we'll talk about what all three of those formulas mean in a second. Okay, when we find the slope from a table, we're going to use the formula change in y over change in x. So I'll find the change in the y values first, and this one's going up by 3s every time, because negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2, and negative 2 plus 3 is 1. And the change in x is going up by 1 every time. And then remember the formula is change in y divided by change in x, so it's going to be 3 over 1, and it's the same every time that I do it. If the relationship is linear, the slope will always be the same, or will simplify to always be the same number. Let's do the next table also. The next table is going down by 1, so I'm going to use a negative 1. This one is going up by 1s, so I'm going to use a positive 1. And then we do change in y divided by change in x, so it's negative 1 over 1. And then our last table is going down by 2s, sorry. So I'm going to use a negative 2, and then my change in x is it's going up by 1s, so it's a positive 1. So the rate of change is negative 2 over 1, or the slope. Rate of change and slope are the same thing. First, it asks us to find the slope of each of these lines, and first you have to find a point where it goes through the corner of the grid, or a lattice point. So we could use like right here or right here. Has to be where it goes exactly through the corner. Any of these will work. And then that didn't, this will work. Then we need to find the change in y's, or we could say the rise over the run. Those mean the same thing. Rise over run. They both are saying how much does it go up or down divided by how much does it go to the right or the left. So we pick any 2 points on the line and we say from this point to this point it goes up 1, 2, 3. So my rise is 3, or my change in y is 3. My run is 1, so the slope is 3 over 1. Okay, same thing on the second one. I'm going to choose 2 points and find the change in y divided by change in x. So it goes down 1, so that's negative 1, and to the right 1, so negative 1 over 1. If I chose 2 different points, like if I chose this point in red and this point down here in red, it'd be down 3 to the right 3, which simplifies to negative 1. So either way it simplifies to negative 1. So no matter what you do, you get, or which points you choose, you get the same slope. So then on the third one, I want to choose any 2 points where it goes through the corners of the grid. And then my change in y, it's going down 2, so negative 2, and to the right 1, so negative 2 over 1 is the slope, or negative 2. Okay, these ones say to find the slope of the line that passes through each pair of points, and this is where we're going to use that formula that it said y2, or y sub 2, minus y sub 1, divided by x sub 2, minus x sub 1. And I think this looks a lot more confusing than it is. It means the second y minus the first y coordinate divided by the second x minus the first x coordinate. Again, we're still just finding the change in y divided by change in x. So the first thing I usually do is label my points. So this is x1, it's the first x coordinate. And this is y1, the first y coordinate, and this is x2, and this is y2. For some reason, I'm having trouble with my 2's today. So I do y2 minus y1, the second y minus the first y, so 1 minus negative 2, divided by the second x minus the first x, so 1 minus 0. And then 1 minus negative 2 is 3, 1 minus 0 is 1, so the slope is 3 over 1. Same thing on the second one. x1, that means the first x, y1, the first y, x2, y2. So then I do the second y minus the first y, So 3 minus 5 divided by 0 minus negative 2, second x minus the first x, and then I'll subtract. So 3 minus 5 is negative 2. 0 minus negative 2 is positive 2, so this simplifies to negative 1. And then I'll do the third one. First I'll label the first x, the first y, second x, second y, and then I'll subtract second y minus first y, negative 2 minus 4, and then on the bottom, second x minus the first x, so 2 minus negative 1, and then I'll change the sign of the one behind. Negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. 2 minus negative 1 is 3. So then I get negative 2, or it simplifies to negative 2 or negative 2 over 1. Okay, this one we will go over in class more, but for now we'll just label this one's undefined. This one is negative because it's going downhill. This one is 0 and this one is positive.